Who that?
United's new striker.
We need clinical goal scorers, but we just haven't got the finishers to finish the dinners, man.
The most important performance was Dominic Szoboszlai. He had a crazy game. He was all over the place.
Knowing, innit? Like, Foden's the guy, bruv. That guy's the jewel of their crown right now.
Ignoring the Caicedo and the Lavia situation, Chelsea stunk.
I think Poch is actually a good coach. I think he'll get them playing.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I am your host today, De La Strada, the man of many club phases. Before I introduce the rest of the panel, let me give you some housekeeping, like where you can find us. You can find us on all major platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google, and SoundCloud. You can interact with us on social media, that's Instagram, TikTok, and X. So yeah.
X, innit? Jeez Louise.
Yes.
I keep forgetting that as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me introduce the cast. Starting from my left, he's a person who's a bit conflicted. When United are winning, he's singing. When United are losing, he's supporting Palace. So introduce yourself, Marley Marl.
Yeah, my name is Marley Marl. Avid fan of Brighton.
You guys are going to get rid of all of our listeners. We got another dual fan.
Oh, Lord. No, I kid. I'm a Man United supporter, although they're paying me. Happy to be back again, guys.
Yeah, man. We're happy to have you, bro.
Cool. Next up, hashtag Dulwich, Liverpool, another dual fan.
No, let's get straight into that. Well, one Premier League team is obviously Liverpool. And I need live football and I need it fast and I need it close to me, innit? So when that's on, I'll go to Dulwich Hamlet. And obviously hashtag is my YouTube team, innit? So, just cover all bases, man. But yeah, number one Liverpool fan. And yeah, man, I'm happy to be back, man. What a season. What a way to start the season, man. Shit. I wish everybody here could feel what I'm feeling.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling elated, innit? But Man United are feeling a bit different and Chelsea are feeling a bit different as well. So.
I feel that's why you're mainly elated. Because
come on, man. Because Caicedo got what he got his. He got to get his.
And finally, I think the only person that supports one club in this room right now, Strives.
Yeah, man. Arsenal fan through and through. Once upon a time, I was like you guys when I just supported football and Belmont was my primary club, Belmont Athletic FC. But yeah, man, no, I'm an avid Arsenal fan. I think that's borrowing Drayman's description there. Yeah, man, I'm happy, man. Happy to be with the boys. Happy to be in episode 2 of season 2. Come on, see visuals coming soon, hopefully. Yeah, man, just happy, man. Happy to discuss football. I think I'm going to be happy all season, because I reckon we're going to blitz it this season, personally.
Yeah, right.
Cool. Let's kick this off. No better place to start than Spurs 2, United 0.
What a game, though, man.
As the United correspondent, Marley Marl, let's start with you.
I'll be honest, man. I wasn't expecting to start. I wasn't prepared to start. Where do you want to start, Della? Pause. Ooh.
Where do you want to start?
Now that sounded a bit crazy.
Right, man. Come on, man.
I think that was all right.
Guys, you know what's going to happen? We're not going to be able to speak English going forward.
Yeah, get your mind out the gutter.
Yeah, true.
So, man, this is the game we're in.
Yeah, when you lost 2-0, but what do you think was the main cause of that defeat? Do you think it's the team, the manager, the players?
Yeah, I mean the 2-0 result. I don't want to call it flattering on Spurs because they were all over us in the second half for sure. I think what Man United suffered with across the weekend is effectively like not finishing their chances. Like it's something I identified with teams like Man City and Liverpool, like probably last season, the season before. Like what happens is they blitz the opposition like within the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes with the hope that they're going to score a goal, potentially 2 goals, and then the game is effectively wrapped up from there. Man United look like they're trying to do the same approach, but we just haven't got the finishers to finish the dinners, man. It's a bit mad because we're creating a lot of chances. Like if you look across the game, we had enough chances to score.
Rashford header.
Bruno
header.
Casemiro header.
Had one.
Anthony had one where they pressed and then he just skied it.
And then he hit the post as well.
And he hit the post as well.
Yeah. So there's chances within the game, man. But yeah, like I don't know. Like we just need we need clinical goal scorers. Like Rashford up top. Like for as much as he is improved, he still can't do back to goal. Like it doesn't work. He's
not a striker.
He's not a striker. What he's been trying to do is obviously been trying to do like running in behind. But the players. The ball's not on. Let's have it right. The ball's not on. He's still doing the same run. That is obviously probably part of his trademark, running it behind.
But is that his fault though? Because
it's his fault, bro.
No, but then I think that's also a whole team thing. Because really and truly, if you kind of play, if Rashford starts from the halfway line, so to speak, here, and that allows space in behind for him to run in behind. So I think it's a team thing as well. Like I think the team should be set up. If you're playing Rashford up top, you should be set up so that you're kind of playing
to his strengths. Of course, by the same.
To allow that in behind.
Obviously, Spurs play quite high up now, innit?
Yeah.
So the keeper comes out further, and the defenders are decent. I mean, Mickey Van der Ven is quite fast as well. So I think it is his fault, because at the end of the day, if you're playing at the head of a spear, you can't just be relying on the opportunity to run in behind. That makes you Timo Werner.
The reason why I say, I think it's hard to say it's his fault, because we can see his game, and his game isn't to play through the middle.
But you have to adjust your game.
I know he's obviously trying to adjust, and in order for him to adjust and do it well, he then needs the team to help him as well.
Yeah, but the
manager
I agree with you on that. But I think at the same time, you're still going to have to receive the ball at least 5 out of 10, 5 out of 30 times.
But you can receive it, but doesn't mean you're going to receive it well, because your main game isn't playing with your back to go. That's something he needs to learn.
I'm there. He's not well rounded enough to be a target man. Effectively, it doesn't make sense to me. Like it's like playing. Like imagine what Vinny Jr. would be like playing as a striker. Like his abilities are not suited for that position. Like his abilities are suited for playing out wide, receiving the ball and seeing what you're running towards.
Mm-hmm. But let's say, for example, last season Benzema got a red card and Vinny had to go up there. Do you think he's going to be able to receive the ball back to goal?
He'll do okay, but
but do you think he'll be doing better than Rashford? Because honestly, Rashford stank.
I don't think so. I
thought it was quite an immature performance, if you ask me.
The thing is with Rashford though, he's like, this is not news to any of us. I mean, Jose Mourinho pointed this out like maybe 4 years ago or something like that. Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying, and this is not to just spring to Rashford's defense, but also just to kind of add some balance to the situation, is if playing back to goal isn't his strength, and we all know that, we've been told that, I'm sure that Ten Hag, who's training with him week in, week out, and the rest of the team know that, why are you expecting him to do that as he's like, why are you relying on that particular aspect of his game when you're up top, rather than kind of knowing that you're in this situation? Fair enough, you don't want to be in that situation, because obviously they've signed an injured striker, but while you're playing with Rashford there, you need to kind of switch up their phases of play, their patterns of play that allow for him to balls in behind.
Okay, so let's say you were the manager and you've got your injured striker that you sign for whatever reason, and you've got all your attackers, and you look at all your attackers and you say, like, who will be the most adept at playing at the top of the spear? It's going to be Rashford, and then you're going to need him.
But Martial got substituted on.
Come back from injury.
Yeah, he's coming back from injury, innit? So, but obviously Martial was a better striker than Rashford. Is that fair to say?
I would say that.
So, but you're still going to expect, like, for example, if I'm playing for your team, and I'm a centre back and you put me up there, you're still going to be expecting me to do a decent enough job. Yeah, he was definitely subpar.
I think we can say that.
Yeah, for what you expecting in the Ten Hag team.
You got to take one for the team as well.
But if he scores that chance he had, do we have the same conversation today?
Yeah, because he's still stank.
Yeah, he's cost 90 minutes. And I would still identify his performance as being a poor one. It was similar to last week. Like watching him like live, you can see all the runs he's doing, and they're very, very similar. He doesn't
wide
essentially
runs, isn't it?
Wide runs and he's doing a lot of them, which is a credit. Sometimes players will give up on doing the runs, but you're not getting that ball. Like it's not working. Do something different. Like, do you know what I mean? Like in pre-season, like Sancho was playing like as a false nine. I think that works better for what we're trying to do at the minute, because it for how we're playing, it would be better if our striker can come and receive the ball and then play it wide. But you're not going to get that with Rashford. He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
So go on.
Sorry, Del Estrada. Because funny enough, you did mention obviously watching it live because we didn't really get a chance to really rap about the game against Wolves. All right, and why I feel like Rashford. I don't think he's getting scapegoated, but I feel uncomfortable us kind of making him the centerpiece of what's wrong here. Where I think
there's not. There's a lot more to discuss. It's not the obviously the main issue, but it's something I've identified as that's not working. Like, and obviously we've got fake Haaland to come in, which is gonna hopefully he's different. He's a more well-rounded player, and he comes in and delivers some goals.
I'm not United supported, but I think, am I right in saying more than anything, it's disappointing?
Who is? Like,
just the fact that he's there and then he's not able to offer what you would like.
Who, Rash?
But
I'm not saying he's bad or he's rubbish or anything. It's just disappointing that this is the situation where he has to be playing in that position and it's not delivering anything for United.
But I think you can look at it differently because, Mark, you mentioned something. You're saying your team will not be able to like finish their chances. So what's going to change? Because you haven't got an out-and-out striker. I know you got that new signing, but he still needs time to embed himself. So really and truly, do you see an improvement happening? Because there's in that squad, who finishes for you?
Yeah, at the minute, if we play the same team, we'll see the same thing. Like the midfield will be exposed, and a lot of reason why the midfield is getting exposed is because we're implementing a more aggressive press. So if you watch some like players like Mount and Bruno Fernandes, like they're 110%. They're going in. Like I'm not pulling out. And effectively, what it's doing, if they miss the press, it's like it's creating space behind them. And Casemiro hasn't got the legs to fill in spaces. He covers areas, but he can't. He's not. You won't see him sprinting to the ball. Like that's not a Casemiro thing. And if he does, what we'll do, we'll try and slide tackle and then take himself completely out of the game. And then that's one midfielder down. So yeah,
So all those things that you're mentioning, at what point do you look at the manager and say, I need more from you, or I need better from you? Because if Rashford is your best forward, but you're playing him out of position, at least leave your best forward in his best position and put someone else in that position as a 9 or false 9. Then you got a midfield of Casemiro.
Sorry, what's the options for the 9s though?
No, what I'm saying,
if he's mentioned it, Sancho.
He could be Sancho
doing it in pre-season.
But that's pre-season, guys, man. Like, honestly speaking, do you think against Tottenham, Mickey van der Ven and Christian?
No,
Romero,
but why not? Because you're playing a false 9.
Yeah, we've done it enough in pre-season. Like, who was playing up? I'm pretty sure Sancho was playing against Arsenal. No?
Yeah, Sancho.
But it was
because, and the funny thing is, that's where I was trying.
Less stakes though.
No, but irrelevant of the stake, but that's something you've already tried. The point is still the same. Whereby if Rashford's your best player, why are you moving him out of position? Now everyone's suffering. Then you got your midfield three where you're playing Casemiro, Fernandes, and Mount, and you're playing a single pivot with Casemiro, who hasn't got the legs. At what point do you say to your manager, Gaffer, you're getting it wrong too often? And we can say he hasn't got his, but that midfield, 75% of that midfield was his purchase.
Yeah,
that single pivot, it's gonna stay though, right?
It will stay. I just think what I like to hope is before the transfer window closes, he'll get a bit more support in for Casemiro in there.
And sorry, just to answer your question, because you were saying about playing Rashford out wide and
keeping him out wide.
Yeah. But sorry, what would change if you do get a striker or who's going to score the goals? Let's say, for example, Højlund comes on, then it does at least allow Rashford to return.
Oh yeah, of course. But I'm saying until that time, you're moving your best player out of his favourite position to accommodate.
How long is he out for?
Who's that?
Højlund.
I think he's coming back for Arsenal apparently as well.
When's that?
That's probably in like 2 or 3 weeks.
September the 2nd or something like that. So it's soon. It's soon. And yeah, to Della's point, is right. Like you don't like if a player's giving you 30 goals a season, like why would you move him out of that position where he's getting you goals and move him up to top? Like, do you think he's going to get you more goals? Like, surely you'll sacrifice someone else. Like, I don't know. So for me, Sancho up top is obviously not the most desirable option, but he's the option that's available right now. Martial, you can't rely on him.
Is he a better option than Rashford up top?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
I think
I don't
it's
think
just
so, though.
I think there's just a way that you have to try and get the best out of the team that you have available. And if Rashford is most potent on the left, and you've got Anthony doing whatever he does on the right,
Junk you.
then you I mean, we've seen Sancho do a job, and we've seen it done to a competent standard enough that Manchester United were playing, that they didn't look
One
as
game, though,
poor. They did.
Let's just bear in mind, this is ETH, who you believe is a competent manager. He's done it in one game and it looked okay, but
No, he done it more. It's all with Sancho.
Yeah,
He's done it more than one.
But then he's decided to come into the league without him there. Do you lot guys not think there's potentially a reason why he's not playing Sancho?
Just that he's potentially a fraud.
No, I think because
Sancho's not good enough.
No. I think Garnacho had a good preseason, so Garnacho he's thinking he has to play. Like if we're obviously using the preseason as a holistic example, we've got Garnacho that had a good preseason, a better preseason than Sancho. Although Sancho had a good preseason,
because Garnacho was looking warm in preseason.
But Garnacho's preseason out wide is not better than Rashford there. And if you're saying that Sancho is a good enough false nine, then why would you put a Garnacho who's had a warm preseason over a Rashford who's had a 30-goal season?
This is where De La Strada is trying to kind of put the spotlight more on Eric Ten Hag, and I make him right. He doesn't
think that Sancho is good enough to play.
But why is that your conclusion there?
Because he's not playing. Because what we're seeing evidentially is that he's not starting there for a reason, bro. We have to give a bit of credence, unless you think.
But not every single decision a manager makes is always going to be right.
No, not saying that, but then obviously I'm not going to say he's right or wrong, but I'm just saying if Marlon, you believe him to be a competent manager, then we have to take some credence to him not putting Sancho in false nine.
Yeah, but Marley Marl's just kind of giving us a perspective which I think is reasonable. Garnacho looks decent in preseason, and if Eric Ten Hag is looking at that thinking, okay, Garnacho's looking warm, looking good on the left. Obviously Rashford, you can't make a case in any way to leave him out of the team.
Yeah.
So maybe he's trying to find a way to incorporate both of them.
Yeah.
And he probably thinks that is higher value to him than having Sancho playing false nine. But now he's realizing that that's probably not the case.
It sounds like you just want him to look like a bum.
I mean, looking at United, they're not looking the greatest. I mean.
Shout out Wan-Bissaka though.
Wan-Bissaka.
Why do we keep shouting out Wan-Bissaka?
No, he's improved. He's looked composed on the ball, a lot more composed than he previously looked. Like he doesn't look as uncertain when he's dribbling, controlling the ball.
He used to look like he was going to explode when he was in possession.
Yeah, 100%. Hot potato.
Yeah, but when the balls when the crosses are coming in, he still looks like he doesn't really know where he's placed position wise and whatnot.
That's harsh.
I
think it's because his legs are gangly.
1v1, he's always been great. He's probably the best or one of the best defenders there. But in a defending situation, and it's not just singling him out. You can probably single out a couple of right backs where that happens.
Not many fullbacks have great defensive position.
Exactly. So, I'm just thinking, I haven't seen. When I keep seeing, Wan-Bissaka is so improved. I'm just thinking, what's he doing? That's so different.
What he was lacking major, he's improved in.
Yeah, 100%.
The only thing I would like to see from him is him attempting crosses, but in terms of what he's worked on, I can see the benefits from what he looked like he was working on in those YouTube and Instagram.
He's improving, but I think
it's not good enough.
What Strives' point is, I think since last season we've been saying hold tight, Wan-Bissaka. At what point do we stop now? He's just doing what he's doing, right?
And this is the first time you've heard me saying this, bro.
But you used to make him your back pages from last season.
For his defending, not for his going forward.
He's looked good, man. He looks like a pro. He looks like a footballer now.
What about Tottenham?
No. Before we go to Tottenham, just a quick question. Let's find Mason Mount. Where is
Listen. I'm not a Chelsea fan in it, so I'm not going to defend that guy.
No, not to defend. As in, where do you think should be?
He's not delivering, bruv. You've got to deliver before you get my loyalty, bruv.
But what do you think his position should be? I think that's the issue here, because where should he be playing?
I've always said, at Chelsea, I was startled when someone said he actually plays in midfield, bruv. I was like, he's a midfielder, bruv.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought he was like a
winger,
a winger or a wide forward of some sort. Like I didn't think he
attacking wide.
Yeah, do you know? It's like
a wide cam.
A wide cam. It's similar to Havertz. Like when someone said he's actually his actual midfielder, and I was like, a midfielder. He'll come and replace Xhaka, that kind of midfielder. And it was like, yeah, he can do that. I'm like, what? And that's the same feeling I felt towards Mason Mount when someone told me he's a midfielder. He's not. I don't think his qualities are suited to that. He's obviously got fantastic technique. and he's tenacious. So in terms of like pressing high up the pitch, like he's perfect for it. But I don't want to see him doing it in midfield, like because you're just unsettling Casemiro. Like allow it, man.
Yeah, but I think Casemiro is he's aging. He needs some sort of.
He needs legs in there, man.
Yeah, man. You might need to think about bringing Scott McTominay back into the team.
I'll be honest though, it doesn't look like Mason Mount has received any instructions on what to do, or if he has, then his tactical in-game knowledge is horrible because he can't receive instructions. But yeah, he just looks lost in it, and obviously like that running is a lot of running, but it's a bit boring, man.
Right. Yeah, I think United they look poor in terms of their retention of the ball. I don't know what their pattern of play is at the moment. I think United with their purchases and the way Erik ten Hag wanted to play football, I think they wanted to become a possession team, but they still look like a team that's trying to kind of hurt teams on the transition. But actually, it just looks like every time you watch them, well, when you watch them against Wolves and when we watched them against Tottenham, it looked like they were on the receiving end, like in terms of transition. They just look like negative.
Yeah, with United, I mean, we're looking good in the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes when we're, got the energy. But I think we haven't got the fitness at the minute to play the way 10 wants to play across 90 minutes. And I think that's a massive issue.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry to stop you. There's the Arsenal game playing on in the background. Why is Martin Odegaard taking the penalty? Isn't Saka on the pitch?
But apparently some people have been calling for Saka to come off the pen because he's missed one or two. But
that is ridiculous.
If it's any consolation, they've been saying the same for Salah as well.
This is wild, bro. Because
Salah's terrible at taking penalties, bro.
Saka's in my fantasy football.
I think he's missed the last 5.
Ooh,
okay,
slotted.
He's missed the last 5.
Decent.
But yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys.
That's crazy then, because you know how you want to play. You've had a whole preseason with this team. Two. Why are they tired for, bro? Why are they not fit enough to play it?
How long did it take Klopp to get the team fit enough to do what he wants to do? I'm sorry to talk about his season and a half.
No, so first season you got to Europa League final.
Mm.
Second season, first season was super gegenpress 4-4, but they were still playing his football in the first season.
Yeah, no,
and they were playing very fit football.
I remember when Klopp first came and
I think we're talking about ETH. If we're gonna let's not.
Let's not.
It's in relation.
No, but don't you think that by now his players should be fit enough after 2 seasons to play his type of football?
Well, what they actually look like? They actually look like they're super tired. They're getting tired quick. So
Casemiro does it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look like they're getting tired. But maybe in pre-season they've been worked hard. What I'm hoping is that they've been training.
Then
why?
Because if you've been overworked in pre-season, so you look so tired when the season starts, that's crazy.
But I've seen it happen though. I've seen it happen to Liverpool, and then the first season, and then all of a sudden Liverpool would be crazy
didn't
press.
Start at the start of the season. So
guys, let's not dwell too much on this because we've already spent a long time with United, but it finished.
But can we just say that
we ain't even spoke about how United keep getting run through though?
No, yeah.
Can we just say though, like,
mention how Basuma dominated.
If a manager's been at a team for 2 seasons, the players should be fit enough to play his style of football.
Maybe not, because there was a World Cup season last season as well.
They should have a better understanding of his style of play. That's the only thing I question.
But fitness shouldn't be a question. Or being tired.
I don't think it's fitness. I don't think it's having the midfield free of Casemiro, Mount, and Bruno. That's not stable for your midfield. Because Casemiro hasn't got the legs. Bruno is a bit weak when it comes defensively. Mount's anyone with the legs and he's energized, but
he's not really been coached
and you're always
role.
Constantly turning the balls over because there's no one to control that midfield.
Yeah. I mean, he's been trying to bring in someone, but for whatever reason, certain man don't want to leave the club in it, so he ain't got no pays, bruv.
No, but
because you don't want to pay him off in it. He wants to.
He doesn't deserve it, bruv.
You know, a 6 will solve what you're going through, innit?
Who? Sorry?
Another 6.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we've got Kobe Mainoo, who's actually played. He was starting a lot of the preseason games, and he looks solid.
Yeah,
but he's out. He's out
looking
for
ready.
He's out for 2 months. So I mean, yeah, we've got options, but at the minute it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. We managed to scrape that 1-0 result last week.
Yeah, because it's not sustainable just having players of literally running through your midfield. Like, SARS looks world class against you. Is it Cunha? If I'm saying his name right?
Cunha, yeah.
Cunha looked world class against you. But Basuma had a dope game. What have you not? And obviously, this is
the striker. That's
Wolves,
not foul.
Wolves.
Sorry. Yeah. So I'm just basically thinking that, yeah, like obviously for all their whole Casemiro is world class, this and that, blah blah blah. Like, he's not playing with Valverde anymore, whatnot. I feel like something's got to be done. I think something's got to be done in your middle, and I think you can use your squad a little bit better with what you've got. I think while you still got McTominay on the books, I think you should use him.
Yeah, what I'm encouraged with 10 based on, I guess, last season is that when he does see things not working, he does change it pretty quickly. So I'm hoping like it's these issues are pretty glaring, which they do appear to be, and next game we see something changed.
Well, I'm hoping you stay the same person.
Yeah. And before we move on, let's just quickly talk about Spurs. Like, what do you think of the new Spurs without Kane? Were you impressed with their display?
I like the style of play. I think it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for the players to get used to it, because I think the two fullbacks aren't good at football.
Destiny look good.
They're not good. Like, they can't pivot on the ball. And so basically,
the left back,
and the right back, Pedro Porro, and even Emerson Royale. So when they receive the ball, they come inverted, innit? Mm-hmm. So the ball goes to the centre backs, and then the ball's supposed to come to one of the full backs, but they're inside the pitch. So when they get the ball, they can't turn. And then that worked at the beginning of the game. But then what Man United started to do, they started to put Rashford on the centre back and Anthony on the other centre back. So when they did get the ball, because they can't turn on the ball, that's how Anthony got the first chance and Rashford got the second chance, because they're not good at turning on the ball. So I think that's how they get found out. If you haven't got fullbacks that can't turn and play on the ball, then you're going to be in trouble. And the same thing happened to Liverpool with Trent as well.
They were mad confident though. They kept on trying.
Exactly.
They kept on trying.
So, but they're going to keep on doing it until they get right. And I think if these players can't do it, then they're going to get the players that can do it.
Yeah. I think under what Postecoglou, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, I think Tottenham's going to be enjoyable to watch, man.
Yeah,
like I didn't really enjoy watching them last season, and I can say I did watch the Brentford and Tottenham game, and
good game.
Yeah, exactly, man. It didn't disappoint, and yeah, I think with Maddison as well, I think he's going to be a brilliant signing for them. So I feel like he's kind of picking up that burden that Kane kind of left behind, not by himself, but I think he's going a long way to making stuff happen and creating. And I think, Tottenham can have a lot to look forward to. Like, I think Delo mentioned his name, Destiny, the young Nigerian guy. He looks pretty lively. He looks good. And I think what Tottenham's going through now is similar to what Arsenal went through like a few seasons ago, when you literally you're building from, you're kind of like building from foundation all over again. And I think there's a lot to be excited about. I'm not too sure about Richarlison though.
No.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is an agenda when I say that I think he's trash, man.
No.
They need a striker. They need a striker to fill in that hole left by Kane. They were linked with the guy from, is it Ghent or Genk?
I swear they were linked with Jonathan. Is it David or David? I don't know how
David.
David.
From Rennes.
No, David is Lil, yeah.
That would be criminal if they don't get a striker in after taking in 100 them.
Right, it's Levy, isn't it? Levy. What's his name? Levy. Yeah. Anything else to say on Tottenham before we move on?
It's just good all round, isn't it? Basuma, man. We have to he 2 games in a row now, isn't it? Like, quality. So it just goes to show, man, that the last manager just didn't know what he had in his hand, or wasn't able to get something out of it. Maybe Postecoglou's put an arm around his shoulder.
Was it the formation though? How could Basuma really shine at a 3-4-3?
If you're the single pivot, bro, you can shine, because that's all he's been doing, is just pivoting on the ball. The way he was turning was nasty, bro. And that's the thing again. Like when they were going to Pedro Porro or Destiny Udogie, them guys can't turn like Basuma, or they can't bop it back because the players were marked in it. So he's just got that, he can make time in his head, innit?
Yeah, but I think what Postecoglou's done though is he's kind of filled out the midfield a little bit, like
with the 2 right backs, full backs,
and I think that's definitely played a big part.
Yeah, it gives you more time. It's nice, man. Yeah.
Let's not spend too long on this, but I think we can't move away from United without talking about the most recent update. Are we allowed to talk about this guy on our podcast?
Yeah, man, go for it, man.
Who's this?
A certain MG who has officially been released by United.
Oh, Mason Greenwood.
MJ, give us your thoughts on...
Don't get us cancelled this time.
Yeah, please. But yeah, just give us your thoughts on...
But tell the truth, though.
on what you think, or how you think your club have handled the situation.
Rubbish, man. Yeah, rubbish. I think rubbish on the basis of, like, we've had... so the last game he played was in January 2021, I believe. Yeah, January 2021. And you've waited. Obviously, I know there was procedure, obviously, to go through. Obviously, the case got dropped, and then they've gone through an extended process to come to a decision to ultimately bring him back in the team, which was as of last week. And then within the space of, I don't know. I think they were saying it was coming back to the club last week, and I think up until about 72 hours ago they changed their mind and they released him.
I think that Rachel Riley had something to do with it, man.
Who's that?
I think some broadcaster for one of the big. I don't know if it's BBC or something, but she's a United fan.
All the women are against it, because I even heard on Talk today.
I don't think it's nothing to do with them, you know.
No, but I think it's just a brand, and I think
exactly. I think it's just their brand partners, Adidas, all these people. They don't want this guy to be associated with their brand, and then at the end of the day, that's what it always comes down to.
Yeah, 100%. It's obviously it's the corporate dollars obviously make all the decisions in the club, and I think that's, I don't know, like I feel like it's a I'll call it what it is. I think it's a cowardly decision. I think they didn't want to have any backlash from anybody. They didn't want to hear anything negative in social media. But fact of the matter is, like, whether they released him or kept him, they were gonna hear their name in the media regardless. Like, it wouldn't be positive,
and that was the easiest route out.
Yeah, it's the easiest route out, and I think that's been approach of Manchester United for a while now. And it's, I don't know, man. Like the club is a.
But if you don't want to deal with,
do you think it's the easiest?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is.
Just get rid of him.
Well, then rather than having to fight on the back of.
But it sounds like they were putting up a fight before, because otherwise they would have done it. They would have done it a while ago.
Why it's cowardly is because the fact of the matter is, like, the charges were dropped, and then in the statement, what they said is that the images and the videos that released online, he's innocent of that. So he didn't do whatever images you saw. He didn't do it. How that happened, obviously, who knows.
I mean, yeah, he's saying. I mean, that's what Greenwood's saying. Greenwood's saying
that's
that.
That's what the statement
said.
Yeah, I think I saw the statement. I think the statement said that obviously they can't. Well, a paraphrase. They can't ignore that the audio and the imagery that surfaced online, and they appreciate that there was new evidence that came to light. Which
that's not the statement. They said that he's innocent of the images in the video that was posted online. That's what I read. So if you're innocent and you're punishing me by dropping me, it's just, I don't know. It's just a weird approach, man. It's just a weird approach. So my feeling is, I think it was just a cowardly like response, and I think that mainly because they made a decision that they were going to keep him last week, and then all of a sudden he's been released. Yeah.
If you guys don't want to deal with like all the corporate politics of Premier League football, then come support a local club, man. You ain't gonna deal with none of that.
No, that's why I support Brighton, ain't it?
No, I mean a local.
I'm looking at the statement. No, it doesn't explicitly say that. It says,
I'll send it to you. There's a longer statement.
No, I've seen it. The one that you got emailed as United fans, innit? It says something along the lines of, when audio footage and imagery was posted online in January 2022, my feelings were of shock and concern.
That's Mason's. That's Mason's, not the club.
No, this is what the club said.
You just said my feelings.
Yeah, because your chief executive sent an email to.
But guys, we need to move on.
Yeah,
Richard Arnold. He's.
I'll send it.
We'll see. All right, but yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Who that?
United's new striker. What am I gonna say? Yeah, Joey, let's come to Liverpool.
Cover. Round of applause.
3-1 winners against Bournemouth. So obviously it didn't start off well, but it ended in the way that you wanted it to. So quickly, what did you think of? I'm going to give you some names: Trent's performance, VVD, and Salah. I keep on naming his name because these are your go-tos. So yeah, what do you think of them? Oh,
Yeah, no, it was a tough start for Trent. Some people were questioning the fizzed-in pass from VVD into his feet, but I think it was a great pass, and I think Trent was just sleeping when that pass came in. You should have been able to take that, especially if you think you're capable of playing in that position. Yeah, it was a rough start, man. We started very badly, man. The fans in the stadium were shell shocked with the first goal that went in that was disallowed, and then obviously immediate after the second goal. But yeah, with Trent, I think he warmed up into the game, same as the team. He had a great performance, man. Like I think he was all over the place, threading loads of balls.
that wasn't a red card.
Or it was just a red card for Tomiyasu.
Was it Havertz, no?
Second yellow.
He didn't do anything.
Oh, dear.
Was it mistaken identity?
No. He said that he pulled him, but I don't think he pulled him.
You know they don't check VAR for yellows.
I know they don't. So it's
But
There's
even
been
if
loads of red cards this week.
even
this
if it
round.
results in a red, you know?
No.
because it's a yellow card.
Loads of red cards in this
So how's this-
round of fixtures.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
no
he
way.
held him.
It's tricky.
Yeah, definitely red cards.
It's too. These things are too light, man.
That was mad light, man. But I thought
He didn't even hold him.
He didn't even hold him. And you know what? There's a couple Arsenal fans with agendas against Tommy, and they're gonna love this.
But anyway, back to the main event. Trent had a decent game, normal by his standards, to be completely honest, man. I think it was probably at seven. VVD, I'm happy to see VVD now 2 games in a row. He's had really solid performances, especially as captain. I needed to see a bit more aggression and a bit more oomph, and he's given it in the 2 games. Obviously, it's a bit early, and there's going to be more difficult tests. I think Nicholas Jackson was quite a test, but there's going to be more difficult games as well. So he's done really well. Mo Salah as well, like missed the penalty, but got the goal at the end of the day, and I think that's all that matters, man. But to be fair, those weren't the most important performances for me. The most important performance was Dominic Szoboszlai.
Yes, my little brother said.
He had a crazy game. He was all over the place. Like the ball retention was crazy, the aggression was crazy, the acceleration, driving from the middle of the pitch, driving up the wing, all over the place, man. So he had a great game. And to think, obviously, like me personally, I thought Henderson was needed for his skill, and even though he had limited abilities in terms of like hip ability to maneuver his hips and ability to do skills and stuff, I think he was a very good captain. But having Dominic Szoboszlai as a replacement is just a massive improvement, man. Like everything Henderson can do personally and a lot more.
Yeah, he was clocking up crazy times in that bleep test that Liverpool doing pre-season.
As soon as he came back, and I remember Trent just being like shocked at how good he was.
Yeah.
Speaking of Szoboszlai, that penalty, how was it? Do you think it was?
I think it was a penalty, man.
You think it was a penalty?
Yeah, because so my understanding of the rules is that if you make contact in the box, it's a penalty. Do you remember last season when Liverpool played Arsenal at Emirates, and then Thiago kicked Gabriel Jesus? It was soft contact, but it was a penalty. If you kick somebody in the box or fouled them in the box, like outside of the box, that would have been a foul. So I think it was a penalty.
Personally, I think it was soft.
What does soft penalty mean? Well, what does soft mean?
Just because I touch you doesn't mean it's enough for you to go to ground, and just because you go to ground doesn't mean it's a penalty. It doesn't mean it's a foul.
But
I think so that's what my definition.
But
of
you
soft.
said it doesn't mean it's a foul.
Yeah, that's because I touch your leg doesn't mean it's a foul.
But you kicked his leg.
He didn't like. I wouldn't say he kicked him.
Did you guys see it? Did you see it? He kicked his leg in the box.
Yeah.
So I think it's soft, but I think it's still a foul.
Yeah, because what will happen if he doesn't go down? What everyone will said is that he should have gone down. So
Exactly.
people just over exaggerate any contact, which is fair. Like if I'm a manager and my player's getting contact in the box and he's not going down, I'm livid. Like, what are you doing?
And I think if this was everyone else's teams as well, they'd say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because I felt the same way about Jesus getting that penalty at Emirates against Arsenal. But at the end of the day, if you're making that contact and you're not getting the ball, then you're putting yourself at 100% risk for a penalty. And I think it was a penalty.
What? Okay. Which Jesus penalty are you talking about?
Do you remember at Emirates, I think it was the 3-2 game we lost.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was 2-2 and then Gabriel Jesus got the penalty. Thiago kicked him in the box.
Yeah, and you thought, I remember you and Buds were.
Yeah, I think that was a penalty. But and then, the other honourable mention is Luis Diaz as well, man. Hit the ground running, man. I'm just so happy to see him back, man, because it was a serious knee injury and
It wasn't ACL though.
It wasn't. I think it was like medial or something like that, man. But yeah, happy to see him back, man. Because like sometimes you start on fire, and then your fire goes out, man. Jota as well didn't have the greatest performance, man, but he was there when we needed him the most, and it's like a stark contrast to what we saw from Rashford as well.
I mean, he's playing in his position, though, mind you. So
what do you mean?
He's playing up top, isn't he? So.
But he's equally adept on the wing. So
but he's not playing there, is he?
But I'm saying he's equally adept at the wing.
But we don't know that.
We 100% know it because he bangs goals from the wings.
What this season or?
He's played 2 games this season up top. What do you mean?
So he's playing in his positions, right?
You said this season. Should we check his goal record?
I'm just saying he's playing in position and Marcus Rashford is not.
And I'm saying when he's not playing in position, he still bangs more goals than Rashford.
I'm sure there's stats to prove this.
I'm sure there isn't. But that's what I'm saying.
Partey, put your hands down.
Oh yeah, that's a yellow, isn't it?
Is that a penalty?
No. But yeah. So I think it was a great return from Liverpool, especially after the Chelsea game, which was a difficult game. I don't think we were particularly bad at Chelsea, and especially after their result, but it just goes to show when you're playing like your rivals, they do bring it up and it's a difficult game, man. So yeah, man, like happy with the result. Bournemouth did look a bit impressive, and they did a couple things. That's a penalty.
That's a dive.
Why didn't Partey get booked?
Yeah.
What for his hands?
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Yeah. Well, Eze done it in the first half.
Then Partey stick his leg out. Ooh, Declan Rice got left, bro.
Look.
Jeez, Eze is cooking, man. Yeah, you lot, man. Carry on talking about your Liverpool, man.
Well, we're done, man.
No, Liverpool looking. They're looking good, man. They're looking.
McAllister red card, bro.
Ooh. Yeah, let's speak on that. So was that a soft yellow card? I mean, was that soft?
No, it was a yellow card, bro.
No, so it shouldn't have been a red card.
No, 100% not a red card.
But this is where the game's going. So if we're giving soft penalties, we're going to be giving soft cards.
No, this penalty's got nothing to do with that.
No, that's what I'm just saying. The essence of where football is going. Because if everything becomes soft,
but the challenge in the box doesn't have to result in a card.
No. The point I'm making is that ultimately, I think it was a soft penalty. Yeah. That tackle, I don't think it was a red card at all.
No, but it was definitely a yellow card.
No, yellow card, yeah. But ultimately, where we're going at with football is like, it's basically decisions are not matching up to what the outcomes are.
But in terms of straight red, yeah, I think they're going a bit harder on the bookings and the red cards for sure. Mm-hmm. That was a yellow card booking.
Yeah.
But sorry, just to go back to the penalty, I think with that penalty, there's a clear like black on
no, there was a touch.
No, I'm saying there's a clear black and white line where you can say if you touch somebody in the box and you don't win the ball, that's a penalty. But with the thingy one, like the great area is they think it's like studs up, and then they have to look at the impact and all of that kind of stuff. So I can understand how the ref came to a red card, but what I can't understand is why they didn't review, didn't go and look on and go and see it. Just have a look. That's where I think it's flopped, man. But I get what you're saying in terms of like the softness and how you're not necessarily allowed to go in, but then at the same time, it's just like these players' careers are on the line. I
know, but even on the penalty, I think what they said with the rules are there needs to be not excessive, but there needs to be enough force. And these are one of the rules this season. They said there needs to be enough force to justify a penalty. Okay. So if you're giving penalties like that, so again, and I think people's gripe.
I didn't know that.
People's gripe with the refereeing is that there's lack of consistency.
Yeah.
So you've got the sending off of McAllister, then you're going to see a worse challenge and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if players are getting sent off, if players are getting booked, like Tomiyasu now, I know when it's smart, he got booked because apparently he was wasting time to give them for a throw-in.
Yeah.
But you need to wait for your players to get in position before you actually throw the ball.
Yeah.
So he got a yellow card. Then he got a yellow card for a professional foul. So how many players are this season are going to be getting sent off for something really stupid and really silly?
Yeah.
And this is where football's going now. It's ridiculous. You can't touch anyone.
There wasn't like three red cards in it, maybe even 4 in the Premier League.
This is
probably like the fourth.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's absolutely silly. Does anyone else have anything to say on this Liverpool matter?
Endo made his debut.
What to do, Endo?
Wow.
Liverpool Oyakuseke. That means welcome to Liverpool Wataru Endo. I googled it.
Wow.
No,
as somebody who's been to Japan,
I'm actually tired of this guy, man.
As somebody who's been to Japan, and somebody who's been to Japan,
sure.
And somebody who's been to Tokyo and can speak a bit of Japanese, bro.
Engineer, market.
Answer me, bro. Hey, I speak Japanese, by the way. Everybody listening.
Right, yo.
Crazy.
What's konnichiwa? Is that hello or goodbye?
Konnichiwa is hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
And what's goodbye? Arigato.
No, sayonara.
Arigato is
Sayonara.
Yes, thank you.
Are you boys?
Sayonara.
I know you guys are moving mad
Are you-
today.
What, hang on, I can't-
This is real.
I can't speak Japanese, bro.
Oh wow.
Well, okay. So was
No,
that?
no, let's move on. Let's
was
move
that-
on.
was
Let's
that
move on.
intro Japanese?
No, let's move on. This
What
is
do you
mad.
mean? Are you not crazy? Do you know Japanese?
But if you was on a
I know
podcast
that was-
and
yeah,
an
I know
Asian
that was-
person is trying to imitate Nigerian accent, you would not like it.
Why would I not like it, bro?
You would think they're taking the piss.
You lot do
trying to
Jamaican
speak evil.
accents all the time and you do Irish accents. What's going on here, bro?
Yo.
So what, doing an accent is racist?
Yo,
Mark this bit. You got to cut that bit out.
Oh, man, you lot are
Yeah.
you lot are crazy, bro.
Strive timestamps. I can't.
Bro, and what about when you're on the phone and you do your fake white voice?
Yo, I'm not saying anything.
I'm talking about you, Della, bro.
I am not saying anything.
You lot are
Yeah,
crazy,
let's
bro.
repeat this one. Endo had a good debut.
Yeah, he was alright, he was alright.
Yeah, done one crunching challenge. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
see him again. I didn't see him again after that.
No, there wasn't much to do, bro. It was remember, it was a red card that year. It was unfortunate circumstances where you had to come on
Yeah,
and
to
kind
come
of.
on and just
Obviously, he would have preferred a debut with 10 other players on the pitch, man. But yeah, it was great, man. And
But he
obviously,
came plugged in the gap,
man,
efficiently.
and his aggression, he's got a tank on him, man. I'm very happy with that signing. I know loads of people are laughing. Like, obviously, we went from 110 million and a 50 million DM to somebody that nobody's ever heard of before.
30-year-old.
A 30-year-old. But I don't know why that's funny, bro. Like, United signed a 30-year-old for 70 million, bro. You ain't got no legs, bro. But you lot are
I
laughing
think
at it.
it was a shrewd signing.
I think it's very shrewd, man.
I think the laughter is just because of obviously the transfer market banter was. You guys were like what's the
Remember, I didn't want none of those guys as well. I was very vocal. with that.
Liar.
You haven't been on the pod
You
for a
want
long time.
Caicedo?
Yeah,
You want-
no,
you know- you know-
and I think you were pretty vocal-ish
Come on,
about
guys.
Lavia, but
Come
I'm
on,
not
guys.
back Caicedo.
What?
Could you say that you didn't want? I don't know if you've gone on record and said you didn't want either. I just know you said that you would prefer better scouting.
Better scouting, and I think we've done that. And so again,
But
with
it does-
Caicedo, it's not that I didn't want him. I didn't want Lavia. I didn't want them at that prices. I think they're overpriced, and I think we've done what I wanted from the team, innit? So,
to panic and buy a player that you've never watched.
but he's better than the two
Obviously,
guys.
I know Del Estrada's got a different. I knew he was going to get subbed off, but honestly, I'm never putting this prick in my bet ever
All right,
again.
let's talk about the next things, man.
No, but let's quickly talk about the signing, because I think Endo, as I said, is fair enough. Liverpool's window has been very much incoherent in terms of what they wanted to do. Their achievement was their plan was obviously
Incoherent,
get
that means it was drunk.
Say that again.
He said it was incoherent. That means it was
Incoherent.
drunk.
No, it was
was
stupid.
drunk. You guys were drunk at your transfer.
What
dealings.
were they drinking? What was their alcohol of choice? Sake.
Proper 12.
Oh my
Somebody said
God.
sake.
This guy's are moving mad. Yeah, let's move away from Liverpool because this guy's gonna get us cancelled. Yo,
And this guy was calling me racist in the group all week, just to do it live on the air.
Oh my God.
yeah, I can't even speak on it anymore. Let's move. Chelsea 0, West Ham 2. So, what was our takeaway from the game? Let me start with Jerry, seeing as you've got a bee in your bonnet regarding Hel Caicedo's signing.
No, with ignoring the Caicedo and the Lavia situation, Chelsea stunk. They're absolutely terrible, man.
What, they sunk yesterday or just in the transfer window?
No, yesterday.
Lavia was still on the pitch.
So I think they've been stinking for the last 2 or 3 transfer windows, like in how they've been acquiring players. But
Look at this.
yeah, they stunk.
He got yellow cards for this. Look at this, by the way. He gets the ball. How many seconds?
It was actually Havertz. Havertz should have got booked. He was wasting
Look, so
time.
what's Tom
This is what
yesterday?
he got yellow
No,
for.
he's waiting for his players. Who's moving to show?
No, this is a yellow still, bro.
How's it?
Oh, no, that's not yellow. That's not yellow. That's not yellow.
That is not yellow.
And he gave
there's
the
always
yellow
been
after he threw the
there's
ball
always
onto the
been an
pitch.
agenda against Arsenal
right,
from
here we
these
go.
referees. Here we go, bro.
But can we talk about Chelsea, please, and then we'll talk about the agenda
Yeah,
against Arsenal
Go,
after.
let's talk about Chelsea. So obviously,
They stunk yesterday, man. Like the only good player on the pitch was Raheem Sterling. Had a great game.
Chelsea didn't
He's looking
stink.
wavy.
No,
innit?
they stunk.
They
bro.
didn't.
I don't think
Stink,
they
man.
played that bad.
No, they didn't.
They didn't
They remember they
stink,
missed a
bro.
penny just before the.
Yeah, like, but I think
Second half, bro.
He hates Liverpool.
I didn't
because
see
of
the
what they've
second-
done to
No,
him.
no. I think Chelsea stunk because I think they had the better players on the pitch, and I don't think they were able to tactically cope with West Ham.
They were like
defensively. They were open every time.
the Chelsea dominated large phases of that game. You know, like I get what you like, because remember when I was even doing a quick synopsis earlier on to Karma, I said Chelsea was shit, but then I kind of redacted that comment eventually because I was like, you know what, it's a little bit too harsh to say that they were crap.
Can I say why I think they were crap?
Go on.
Defensively, where was Enzo Fernandez? He was all over the game last week. Where was he in the game yesterday? Defensively,
Thomas.
Okay.
Wasn't there. Gallagher, non-existent.
I think he was. No, I think I disagree.
Defensively. I'm talking about defensively because remember that they lost the game defensively. Like in terms of them having possession and attacking, yeah, they were fine.
Yeah, I think West Ham. Yeah, I think the turnover possession on transition. I think West Ham were just very, very sharp and they were very like accurate with it. And obviously Antonio scored a really good goal, but I couldn't say that they were just crap defensively. I saw Conor Gallagher was getting himself stuck in there. I think he even got a card like due to his aggression and getting stuck in.
Yeah, but I'm saying the aggression and getting stuck in is different from holding good positions on the pitch defensively that prevent those attacks from even happening in the first place. So I think like if we look at the left-hand side, how many times they broke down on the left-hand side, and because West Ham are West Ham, there could have been way more goals for West Ham if they had better players.
Yeah, no,
so I think they were, and obviously I think Axel, is his name Axel Disasi?
Is
it Axel or Alex?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
his name Alex. But anyway, I think he's going to be a good player, but I think he was exposed by having Gusto with him. If Reece James was playing, it would have been a different game. But I think there's a lot of questions to ask about the drop down in quality after Reece James goes as well. And bearing in mind that Chelsea's whole game is based on James and Chilwell. So if they haven't got adequate cover for Reece James, who is somebody who's been injury prone since he started, how do they plan on playing?
The Gusto guy's meant to be wavy though.
I've not seen him
not evident.
The last 2 games.
Not evident in the last game clearly, but he's meant to be really
got
good.
Cooked yesterday.
Yeah, in pre-season he looked good. He looked like he could definitely be a competent replacement for Reece, who tends to go missing for a lot of the seasons anyway. So I think Chelsea are comfortable with their right back option. Well, I think most fans were, not all fans, as we know.
So what would you put the game on yesterday? Just Caicedo?
Obviously Caicedo came on and had a shocker. I don't know if that was nerves. I'm not so sure what.
I think it was called just desserts. That's what we call it where I'm from.
But yeah, I mean,
bit guy, bro.
Carney Chukwuemeka, I thought he was brilliant. Jackson, I think Jackson did what Jackson does. I think he was good, but I think
say it, bro.
I don't think he's as refined as everyone is.
As we feared he'd be, man.
Yeah,
no,
he's still rushing. He's still rushing at his shots and stuff like that. And I think you can see. I can see he's a player. Like obviously when there was a bit of hype about this striker that's coming from Villarreal, I feel like he's done enough to justify that, but he hasn't done enough to be like this. Oh my God, Chelsea have unearthed a gem. Like after watching him, I think that there's still some way to go.
He needs to stop rolling up his trousers until he scores a goal, bruv. Shorts, bruv.
Exactly. I think he needs to open up his account now. But yeah, man. I personally think Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea, after the performance they put in against Liverpool, I expected a lot more, actually, to be fair. I expected it to be a comfortable win for them. So I was surprised to see them struggle to make something of their possession, to make something of their possession.
I wasn't surprised at all.
I know you said so.
Yeah,
you did say so, but I was surprised because I looked at West Ham's lost their best player in Declan Rice. Can we say that? And you would have expected like West Ham to potentially suffer, and all this stuff that's going on in the media with Paqueta and what have you. I just didn't expect the performance from West Ham for them to be so resilient and for them to be so sharp.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think West Ham had a good performance. I think Chelsea were bad.
Were they
Because,
bad or they
No.
conceded the first goal, so it's now in West Ham's favour because Chelsea have to come out.
Yeah, because
Then they scored like Antonio's goal was something out of nothing.
But
then they scored a penalty.
remember,
I believe was it a
Liverpool
penalty?
conceded the first goal.
Yeah, it was a penalty.
Like, conceded the first goal. It's not. A
No, I'm
death
not saying that.
sentence.
I'm not saying that.
No, but,
So
but
that
it
if-
just changes the way the game. Like, because
No,
that West Ham
remember,
can just
if
sit,
you-
can
if you-
sit and
if you're
soak it up,
Arsenal-
and you have to unpick the locks.
But
now.
if you're Arsenal and you go into a game and concede the first goal, you're still expecting your team to win. Or Man United, if you're playing a lesser team, right?
yeah,
Yeah, maybe not Man United anymore, but yeah.
Maybe not now, but like I think if Chelsea were a better team, when they concede that goal, you're expecting them to still play the same game. Nothing changes. Like, don't you lose your head?
Yeah.
You play the same game. But I think it was evident that as soon as Jared Bowen got a run, that they'll be through on goal. And every time they broke through, they were literally through on goal. If they had better players, then it would have been a better scoreline, in my opinion. And I that's why I expected it to be, because one, it's a derby. Chelsea and West Ham is always a decent game. They got, I think, West Ham beat them last season. And then I think they drew one as well. And I knew in the Liverpool game that Chelsea raised their game to the top because they've been doing it for like the last 7 games in a row where we've drawn with Chelsea. So I knew that the level that Chelsea had at Liverpool was not going to be carried into this week.
Okay, you knew that, or you just had?
No, I knew that because I knew they raised their game. Chelsea right now are not in the greatest of positions. I expected it to be a draw, to be completely honest.
But let's speak on Caicedo. I know he didn't have the greatest performances, but I'm sure we expect that was maybe a one-off, and hopefully,
Some people have written him off already.
yeah.
I've heard Poch needs to go. I've heard so much.
Who's going to be sacked first?
Yeah.
Poch or who was the other?
Fans are mad.
Actually, it was Poch. Eric Ten Hag. That's
Was
what
it 10? 10 was in the mix.
Yeah.
Fans are
Well,
crazy, you know.
Fans
Wow.
are crazy.
Wild, bruv.
Yeah.
Weirder things have been true, bro.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, I mean, yeah. People have like nightmare debuts, man. I remember Evers for Man United was the catastrophe, bruv. Like, so obviously we've seen what he can do for Brighton, so I'm not concerned particularly about Caicedo. I think by the end of the season, Chelsea are going to be the problem that everyone can pretty much see, but I don't want to say.
You think Chelsea are going to be good?
I think Chelsea.
Yeah, I think they will.
with Poch as well. I think he's gonna get those boys playing, man.
Even though they've probably got so many new players as well
They haven't got that much, you know. So they've got a lot of players
that haven't got any experience together. They've not got a core that they're building on top of. Like, literally, the only person that's there is Thiago Chilwell and Reece James.
I don't know. Does it work the same for like young kids? Like, ain't young kids like used to going to different teams and just playing with different players, that kind of thing? Do they absorb ideas and are more open to playing with different systems than I'd say a player that's in their 28s or the 30 or 30s, right?
No, I'm not even talking about the age. I'm just saying because there's not like a core that's played together that they're building on top of. It's literally Chilwell, Reece James, and Thiago.
Good balance.
Not really.
You got two.
None of these are actually like, they don't play close together.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
Because they play a back three.
and they're hardly fit as well. To be fair, maybe that's. I don't know.
So that would be my biggest worry. The only saving grace for Chelsea is Pochettino, that he's that we hold him in high regards.
Yeah, I think if it was that there's not many coaches that I could say will go into that team and be okay. Like if Jose, for instance, was to go into that team, that's not Jose's style. Like he would struggle. But I think Poch is actually a good coach. I think he'll get them playing personally.
What, does anyone think that the price tag will weigh heavily on Caicedo? Or do you not care? He's got enough money to feed his family now.
Yeah,
I don't think he cares, man.
I think, again, hang on. Let me just take off my hater hat. I think it's, again, the way he's gone to the club, I think it could be a problem because if you force a move, or if the reports are true, because me and Strauss had an argument about it, but let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he did kind of like go on down his tools and leave the training ground and like kind of like pressured a move to Chelsea, and then that figure is a English record, and then now you've gone there and you've had a stinky debut. Is there not something in the back of your mind thinking, shit, this is not a great situation for me? and I'm comfortable. I've got loads of money now. I've got like the hunger that I had in coming into this game. I've basically made my goal. I made my dream. If your dream, unless his actual real dream is to go to Real Madrid, like what's he playing for now?
But I think he's still young, so he want to play football. He likes playing football. So I think money's just the additional bonus. I don't think he'll weigh heavily on him. I think his money there, because remember that was his big deal about wanting to move from Brighton, was money. Yeah, but he's at a big club now, so he'll probably feel a bit more settled.
Yeah,
and he's on an 8-year death row contract. And
he's a Chelsea, or was allegedly a Chelsea supporter. So I would imagine like players that have a bit of love for a club that don't come in with the intention of like I'm gonna down tools. I'm gonna They come in with hopefully with a contribution.
He's closer to Vauxhall and the Ministry of Salsa and them things there. So I think he'll be a bit more comfortable at home as well now. Like Brighton's a bit dead for South Americans, I'm guessing.
Brighton pops, you know. They might have a I don't know. They might have a few things. It's close to the water.
If that's your thing still.
Cool. Let's quickly touch on City versus Newcastle. I don't think there's really much to say on that game. I think it was
this is
tightly tested.
This is two of your heavyweights.
No, may the best team win and Man City won. That's just as simple as that. I think Foden was cooking. He was cooking. Marty Marr, do you have anything to say about Foden?
No. I've been knowing, innit? Like Foden's the guy, bruv. That guy's the jewel of their crown right now. So to keep him out the team for such an extended period when he's fit, it never made sense to me. But that's how Pep is, bruv.
But you got to remember though, it wasn't just. I don't think it was like Pep just keeping him out the team. Like Foden was having a good run, and then he came down with appendicitis.
Yeah, but anyway, what I'm saying is when you're fit, you go back in the team, innit?
Yeah,
like,
but
they won the treble, bro.
I don't know. People keep on saying that, but maybe they could have won more. I don't know.
Maybe
they could have created a new cup to it.
Maybe they could have scored more goals. I don't know. Foden is the truth, man. Like you don't keep your best players out your team, and Pep is known to do that. That's his thing. He likes to reinvent teams. Like he done it with Bernardo Silva. Not last season, the season before, where he was out of favour after contributing through a massive season where they won the league. Like I don't know, man. Pep is that guy. He's just he has his ideas, I guess.
Let me ask you a quick question. Let's say you're Liverpool manager. Jota's banging goals. Got 9 in 10. Gets injured out for 2 months, and then Nunes is banging goals. Gets the same 9 in 10. Does Jota come straight back in?
No, you wait for the form to dip.
So isn't that like what Pep has done, right? Like leaving Grealish in, because Grealish is
he wasn't playing that lit.
No, I'm not saying he's playing that lit, but he's playing lit enough for Pep, and he's delivering the instructions that Pep has for him.
Yeah, no, I hear that. But yeah,
but you would drop Grealish or?
Foden's my guy, man. Foden's he's different. He's different gravy. Like he's one of them elite youngsters. So for me, like he has to play. But he's playing now. KDB is out, so we might even see Foden deployed a little bit differently to how he's been deployed previously. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, he looked really good. I mean, it didn't take him too long to figure out Haaland's movement and vice versa, because obviously I think with KDB out, there was probably going to be a bit of questions on, is Haaland going to be the same? I don't think he is the same, but Foden did give him enough to work with for Haaland to do something. But it wasn't to be. I think with City, what I took from that, I think Newcastle are a good side. I still think they're gonna make top 4. Obviously with the performance we saw against Villa, they weren't able to bring that into the City game and translate. But you got to remember they were playing at the Etihad and whatnot. But I do think to just lose 1-0 is nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. What my wonder is with City's lost Mahrez, Gundogan, now KDB. That's a lot of goals that they don't have this season, and I've always wondered, and I've always kind of said that I think that might be too much for for City. I think I think the gap is closing on them with other challengers. I asked the pundits around the table, what do you think of that? Do you agree that maybe that gap towards is closing on City with them losing the players that they've lost, just in terms of the goals and goal contributions? I don't know how many goals. That's probably like 50 plus goal contributions that they've lost in Mahrez going, KDB now being out, Gundo.
Not 50, but it's a lot. It's goals. It's a contribution for sure. I mean, I said it.
Goals and assists. I'm talking. It could be 50. Plus.
Okay. Sorry. Goal contributions. Yeah, for sure. I said it. Like I think they have I think they've underestimated the worth of those guys, but they are bringing in. They hopefully, their intention is to bring in Paqueta, and they've just signed Doku as well.
It's fallen through.
Huh?
That Paqueta deal's falling through.
That's what I read today
because of the FA investigation. His bets and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah. Apparently, Paqueta keeps on betting on. Betting on himself cards. Yellow cards.
Remember, I said it as well. He gets a lot of yellow cards.
You got a yellow yesterday.
If they threw the bag at Tony, they need to throw the bag at this guy.
This one's gonna be bad. But I think you're right that they have lost a few goals. But I think what they've done is getting Guardiola, which will basically limit how many goals they concede, is what I'm thinking is Pep's thought process. So I think Pep is happy with a 1-0 win.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think they with Doku, I think he's quite fast, is he?
He's rapid.
Doku, yeah.
But is he technical? Is he? I don't know if he's a Pep player. That's what I'm thinking.
But you know what they're missing though.
Double drama. He's good, bro.
No, but what they have been missing is they haven't got pace on the wings. They ain't got really an out and out winger. That's what I think City's been missing. And I think they're trying to address that now.
But do they have one now on the other side? Because I don't consider Grealish an out and out winger.
No,
I don't consider Foden either.
But they haven't had that They haven't had that since
Phillips.
No, Sterling and Sane. So obviously. Yeah. But yeah, great win for Arsenal.
Brilliant win for Arsenal, man. We needed that win because obviously the title races got started early, man. So we couldn't afford to drop any points, man. So yeah, that was a good
before we wrap up, do you want to quickly tell the listeners what you thought about this game?
Yeah, so obviously it was difficult to focus on the game because I'm trying to give you guys some top quality punditry for Podcast Pundit. So my mind was elsewhere, but from what I could see, Declan Rice looked like he had a sublime first half. He looked like he was bossing it. He looked really good. He kind of got undone a little bit from when he got twist up in the penalty box, him and Partey by Eze. But aside from that, it looked like it was brilliant. And Nketiah, I had listen guys, gambling isn't good, but I had a little bet on Nketiah made up part of my bet builder to have a shot on target. So to see him try to dink the ball when the ball was played through for him, I can't remember who did it. Was it Saliba? I can't remember who played the ball through for him.
Rice.
Okay. Yeah, for him to try and dink the ball there pissed me off. But aside from that missed opportunity, I think he played really well. I think he puts in performances like that across the season. If he played for a lesser club, inverted commas, they'd be putting him on the market for like 50s, 60s plus. And this is not me just gassing him up in general. I'm just saying that he played that decently in this game that you can't really ask for too much more other than fucking get your shot on target. That's if I'm gonna be mean. What else could I pick up from this? Kai Havertz, look, guys, those that have been listening, obviously you might think there's an agenda. There isn't. He's an Arsenal player now. He wears the shirt. I'm going to support him all the way through. But sometimes I'm wondering about this Mikel Arteta dude, man. Like, are you just like? I think the board might have to pull him in for a meeting and just double check. Yo, bro, you still want to win everything, right? Because where's Trossard? Like, why are you just so persistent on this Kai Havertz guy? Because I'm watching and I can't see what he's giving us in the middle.
But it's actually crazy. I was actually thinking he had a decent game.
I'm glad you said that because now maybe it is me. Maybe I do have an agenda because I'm looking at him thinking, all right, cool. We're under pressure now. Tomiyasu's now been sent off, which that is ridiculous. ridiculously sent off. Anyone telling me that there isn't an agenda against Arsenal, you've got a lot of convincing to do. But then we've basically gone defensive. We've got a pretty defensive lineup on there, plus Havertz. And I can't see what he's. I can't really see what he's.
He was putting himself about. He was being physical. You know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I will watch it back again, but yeah, I was just looking at it, and there was a time when I had him on player cam. Just what are you going to give us? I see what Odegaard's giving us. I see, when he's on the ball, I feel like there's some impetus in the way that we're moving forward. We're moving forward, but when Kai Havertz is on the ball, I'm just not. I just don't get that same air of confidence. But yeah, that's it. But obviously, we've won the game 1-0. The only other thing I'm going to add is why has Saka been taken off penalties? I don't feel like he deserved to be taken off penalties. However, it was a brilliant penalty from Odegaard. And yeah, man, we march on, man. Three out of
maybe Saka took himself off. Maybe he took himself off, or he didn't.
No. Arsenal don't behave like that. We're a well-oiled, regimented regime, and we follow the gaffer's orders. So yeah, that's why we got 6 points out of
I saw
the games.
I saw Cedric was teaching Win. Was it Portuguese?
Yeah. He's doing everything to stay in the team. The chocolate Labrador. Yeah, he's doing everything in his power to show that he's good for the dressing room. Because I don't know what he's. When I saw that, I thought, why are you still here, bro? But I got it. He's trying to stay in the dressing room. I can't be mad at that.
Scott Carson, yeah.
Hey, Scott Carson has picked up a lot of medals recently.
Well decorated.
Jesus Christ,
Bro, the kids were no different.
Yeah, trust me, real talk.
Well, what about you, De La Strada? Like, from what you saw of the game, what do you think?
Tricky game. At first, I was a bit not concerned. I was a bit confused as to why Gabriel wasn't playing. But then, when you see it, Arsenal going to have majority of the ball. So again, you're playing a low block-ish sort of team, so you want all your ball players on the pitch.
You think it's just that? You think there's something more to it?
No, I don't think there's more to it. I think this is, as Arteta said, he's got a squad now, so he can rotate and adjust his team how he sees fit to go against these his opponents. So maybe, I don't know who Arsenal's next game is, but maybe
Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham. They're not a low block, so I can see Gabriel coming back, but we'll see. But yeah, overall, I think it's a decent game, tight. I think Arsenal just about. Did they just? Yeah.
I think Arteta's ever won on a Monday night. To be fair, before I think
that's an actual stat.
Yeah, wow. Someone said that to me today. I didn't fact check it, but it seemed about right because I'm always scared on Monday nights and Fridays. Not genuinely. So I was like thinking, shit, away game Palace on a Monday night. I was scared.
Yeah, they look good though. Palace are looking. They're actually looking better than with Patrick Vieira, which is surprising. Hodgson's come back on smoke, bro. Before he
don't do that. Don't say it.
Wow.
I caught myself. I was gonna be mad, but I caught myself. It's a good thing Julius wasn't looking me in the eyes because I would have let it go. I would have let it go. Let it fly.
He would have gave you the encouragement,
The impetus.
Let's wrap it up. Obviously, before we do that, let's do our usual back pages. This is where we shine light on players, managers, or teams who have done well this weekend. It can be teams in Europe, Premiership, Championship. So yeah, let's kick this off. Jerry, who's your back page?
Yeah, no, just because of the massive hole left in our midfield and how he's like hit the ground running and had a great 2 games. I'm going to give it to Jobo Soboslai.
Cool. Strives.
I'm going to give mine to Basuma from Tottenham. I think he had a brilliant game, and I think he was well deserving of being on the back pages.
Marty Mo.
I'm going to give it to Bruno Fernandes just because I'm loving the way he's carrying that armband right now.
You like the way he missed that header?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nah, kid. And
I was thinking, what?
No, I'm giving it to Cisco for Brighton. He's very, very wavy, and he's probably going to be the next product that's costing over 100 million. Really.
Probably should have covered Brighton today because they were
smoky,
disgusting.
Right.
Very, very smoky.
My one, based on the fact that they've lost 2 of the best players, and ironically, those 2 players didn't have the best of games this weekend. So like I said, they're giving away penalty. McAllister getting sent off, obviously not his fault. But the mere fact that Brighton were able to go out and do what they did again, 4-0, convincing. I've got to give it to De Zerbi and Brighton from my back pages.
Big one.
That guy cost me in fantasy football as well, man. Where was João Pedro?
Yeah, trust me.
All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for rocking with us, Podcast Pundits. As previously mentioned, you can find us on all major platforms. You can interact with us on some social media, TikTok, Instagram, and X.
Yeah.
Podcast.pundits on. Just type in Podcast Pundits on all your socials and you'll see us there. See you next week.
We out.